Hi there, welcome to Real Estate Watch. I'm your host, Sarah Evans, sales representative at RE/MAX Eastern. And today we're going to talk about building permits. This is a big one. This is when you've built your deck after you've bought that brand new home and you just went ahead and built it. Or you've added on to your house, or you put up the shed, and maybe it's a little on the big side. And suddenly you see your dream home and you decide, okay, I'm going to move. I thought I was staying here. I'm going to move. Yay, my house is beautiful. I've done so much gorgeous work to it. And right before closing, the lawyers find that there's an outstanding building permit, or the lack thereof, a building permit. And decks seem to be the biggest one. If you haven't taken out a building permit with the city, you're going to run into an issue on closing. And in order to close the permit, the city has to come back, the engineers have to come in, do some drawings, and the building inspector for the city or the township has to come in and finalize it and ensure that it's safe and that everything was built to code. If you built your deck 10 years ago and the code has changed, unfortunately, when you go to sell, if there's an issue with your property, you're going to have to do everything that you can to make sure that it is up to code and ready for the next tenant. So that's something that we really want to be careful with, guys, is to make sure that you get that permit. We'll be back a little bit later in the show. I'm Sarah Evans, RE/MAX. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Real Estate Watch. I'm Sarah Evans, sales representative at RE/MAX Eastern, and we're talking about building permits and the importance of getting the building permit. So I know they're sort of a pain and you don't want to have to go through with it because you know what you're doing, but if you decide to sell your property, the building permit and the proper inspections are imperative. The lawyers will find it. So it's happened more often than not. We have an extension of a closing because the proper permits weren't taken out. They are imperative. So whatever you're going to go and build, make sure that you call your township, call the city, do your due diligence, find out what it is. The permits are not that expensive. Certainly the $180 that it might be for the permit to build your deck isn't worth extending your closing by a few weeks. And it's something that is very, very important. You want to make sure that your inspections are done and that your house is in great shape before you would go and sell it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you next time on Real Estate Watch.
Real Estate Watch is brought to you by Sarah Evans, sales representative for RE/MAX Eastern Realty Inc., a hometown tradition.